So chances are you could be, or at least you are starting to think that you don't completely belong into society. Now, maybe the majority of people feel this deep down inside. And again, before I even start with this video, society is a very beautiful place because the fact that we've had this construct that's been working, or at least is existing for so long, is still a pretty big feat for the human race. However, saying that, there's also going to be a few problems with this. And from what it seems like with modern society, and it's this, I don't even think this is probably just modern, but this is just relatable to today. Society doesn't seem to allow for a lot of people to thrive as well as they could, even from this basic education to preparing to be an adult and things like that. It's not quite there yet. And there's no sort of push for individualism, more so a thing of how well can you remember this. But we're not going into that because, again, there are some skills in education you can definitely take to the rest of your life. But yeah, and I'm definitely not one of those guys that is anti everything. Everything serves its purpose in the grand, I guess, divine order of things. Anyway, so I was thinking the other day and I was like, damn, a lot of these homeless people are probably very talented. And I'm pretty sure I saw a video or something online where it was like, you see some of the thoughts of crackheads and stuff like that, right? Or just like just people you might just see on the street. And they might be actually saying some things that sound completely absurd, but when you think about it, right? When you spend a lot of time with yourself, even if you've noticed a lot of people who go into prisons and they come out very much wiser. They learn more about themselves and more about the world. And this isn't really... And sometimes they'll be dropping gems of knowledge just sometimes because they spent all of that time kind of thinking in a sense. And it kind of goes to the thing where I was also thinking that there probably are a lot of homeless people out there who are very talented, but because they don't sort of fit into the ideal scenario of society as it is right now, there isn't any kind of room for them, or maybe opportunity or something like that. I mean, obviously not in all cases, it's going to be very subjective, but I definitely think that there should be more of an emphasis to care for them, because again, they are talented people just like the rest of us. And to be honest, maybe one day I'll start something up to kind of help support this, but as of right now, I definitely think it's something to do with that though, in terms of, I mean, obviously it could be completely down to choice, right? But in terms of support for maybe their individual skills they might not have completely received or felt like it was okay to pursue whatever interest they had, there was no hope. And this goes for not even just homeless people in general, but maybe even someone that you know. There's not a lot of hope or encouragement that is kind of there just for general things. There's more hope and encouragement for what kind of work do we do, what kind of job do we have or career, rather than... And this is because it's kind of so tied to our identity. It's like, oh yeah, people, you might see someone after a long period of time. It's like, oh, how you doing now? Oh yeah, I'm just working here, this and that. I don't think it should be like that, because work is work, but that doesn't mean that it completely defines us, unless it's something we're building to as a passion or as a hobby. You're more than just your role in terms of work. And it's crazy. It really is crazy, man. And for a lot of people who kind of don't, I guess, fit into the mold, I'm trying my best not to sound like those anti-job people and start your own course that you can sell online. I'm really not trying to go for that in this video. And sometimes we might even try to fit in, be like the rest of everyone, because it's a lot more of a lonely and, I guess, difficult path to do what it is that is truly meaningful to you. In some cases, because obviously some things society will still applaud you for if it's deemed as acceptable, but it could be something even as, I guess, some people would find tech boring, but imagine if you made the next big tech healthcare thing or whatever it was. That's pretty cool. And sometimes to even get into that kind of direction, you might need to, not really completely fit in, because those ambitions are pretty high. But yeah, even just generally from basic thoughts and ideas, it's like there's obviously this sort of, I guess, mold of the kind of character you should become. And I don't think that's healthy to some extent, because again, it doesn't really bring out our unique ability to bring to the world. It just kind of, in a sense, brings another statistic. And yeah, man, I just don't think that that's really the best kind of thing, man. I just don't. It's just crazy, and we just drove into nonsense right there. Expand the map, Night Runners, please. But yeah, it's sad to see, because, man, there's so much potential out there, man. So much. But people don't seem to realize it. They'll immediately jump to the kind of, no, I can't do it kind of thing, or whatever thing that they think is restricting them. But again, sometimes it's not even about the result, it's about the journey. But yeah, I'm just going to a whole bunch of different stuff right now. But yeah, pretty much in order to sort of kind of meet these ideals that we have right now, we kind of have to live in a very mundane way, if you will. Very kind of like one-sided in a sense. And if you want a more balanced society where people are thriving more and, doing things that excite them, and that's the norm, then certain ideals will have to be met from everyone, just so we can create a more balanced society. We're just not there yet at the moment. However, I definitely think that we still need to do more, one, in terms of doing this, but at least in the Western world, it seems like we're kind of heading that way with a lot more inclusivity with careers and things that are seen as cool. You've got content creation, can't think of anything else, but there are a lot more things like art, and you've got digital art nowadays, and music, acting now is a lot more widely accessible and available, and people are trying to go for it. People are making skits and they're making careers out of that. It's amazing, because now we're seeing how not only do some of our abilities can sort of thrive and create something that can help others, but also something that you genuinely enjoy, which is really cool to see. But there's, like I said, more to be done. So I guess if you feel like you don't belong in the moment, or at the moment, sorry, I should say, maybe you should be the first to kind of change things that will help include people just like yourself. Lead by example, and over time, what will end up happening, you'll become a lot more kind of widely accepted, and then people won't have to face the same kind of struggles in a sense. But I guess that only really comes when we sort of come together to make a change. Is it possible, considering humanity's fall when it comes to change sometimes? Maybe not. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't try to change, because it has also been done in the past. I don't know. But on that note, I apologize if I was rambling on a little bit, because I just had a crap ton of pizza and I am tired now. So, on that note, peace and blessings to you all. I wish you all, remember to be grateful today, grateful of what's to come. And if it doesn't feel like there's anything good to come, just imagine, daydream about it if you need to. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Genuinely, really do. Support has been phenomenal. It really kind of makes me really happy to be able to provide some value in any kind of way, man. And just the feedback has just been amazing. So yeah, when we reach 1,000 subs, I'll probably start to expand, do some bigger things. But until then, videos like this. Anyway, see you guys.